What's good, y'all? It's your boy Phone 4 Baby Quay Reactions, man, and we back at it with another vid. We back at it with another movie recap. I see y'all be fucking with the movie recap, so I'm just gonna continue that little segment. I think I'm gonna turn it into a series. Y'all just suggest all the new movies that come out, cause I ain't really too big on the movies and shit, so I don't be paying attention to them like that. But y'all let me know all the movies that come out this year, and I'm gonna just do a movie recap reaction to them and see how y'all keep on fucking with that. Keep y'all entertained with these. So let's just get right into it. I ain't trying to show the title. We just gonna see as we watch.
In an interrogation room, Wazzy is in unbearable pain.
Nigga named Wazzy look like Lil Uzi. No bullshit. This nigga look like Lil Uzi. Look like Jay Slutty. Nigga look like Famous Dex. He look like every black nigga with dreads and a neck tattoo. Bro, he look like everybody.
Because he's been stabbed. Captain Freeman brings him some paperwork to sign, but since Wazzy's right hand is bleeding, he forces him to sign with his left one. When Freeman asks him if he wants to say anything in his defense, Wazzy begins to remember how it all started. Late at night, Wazzy secretly meets with his girlfriend Primo. They get into her car and Primo quickly gets affectionate, but first Wazzy gets her a gun. Primo reminds him that they don't have an actual relationship.
Her name Primo.
And they're only having fun.
Her name Primo, that's the same name as my dog. No bullshit.
Since they belong to rival gangs, they can't be seen together. Wazzy wants to run away with her, but Primo only gives him the ring back. At that moment a police car stops behind them and the cops tell Primo to come out. After she does so, they check inside the car and find a loaded gun. Officer Ethan looks at the gun and hesitates, so the deputy reminds him that he must do this if he wants to be part of the night patrol. Suddenly Ethan raises the gun and shoots Primo in the head. A terrified Wazzy immediately runs away and a cop follows him while Ethan finds Wazzy's bicycle on the ground. A sticker shows the street name Crip Boy. Wazzy keeps running for a while and has to hide behind a wall to catch his breath. The cop finds him and points his gun at him, but he runs away when he sees Wazzy's ring glowing green. The next morning, Ethan goes to a school to give a talk about his police work. Suddenly gangster Xavier enters the room and opens fire, causing all the teens to panic and try to hide. Xavier then makes one of the students come to his side and forces him to suck his thumb. When Xavier starts getting aggressive, Ethan interrupts him to reveal that this is just a demonstration and the gun only had blanks. In the parking lot, Ethan scolds Xavier for using blanks.
Nigga, what? I would have been pissed. He did all of that talking about suck his thumb and you over here using me as an example. Got bro scared for his life. Bro, you gotta run that.
Forces him to suck his thumb. When Xavier starts getting...
And I would have immediately questioned this shit. How is it a whole police officer right here, then out of nowhere, a random gang member just running this bitch, and he ain't doing nothing? Fuck out of here.
His ring glowing green. The next morning, Ethan goes to a school to give a talk about his police work. Suddenly gangster Xavier enters the room and opens fire, causing all the teens to panic and try to hide. Xavier then makes one of the students come to his side and forces him to suck his thumb. When Xavier starts getting aggressive, Ethan interrupts him to reveal that this is just a demonstration and the gun only had blanks. In the parking lot, Ethan scolds Xavier for using blanks inside a school. Xavier thinks it was worth it to scare the kids into avoiding crime and even points his gun at the same student when he comes out just for a little extra fear. Afterward the duo patrols the town, occasionally stopping to catch a bad driver. They chat as they drive and tease each other for their pasts. Xavier used to be in the Crip gang, while Ethan used to be a Navy SEAL. When their bodies are sore from sitting for so long, they leave the car to exercise. Eventually they stop at a food stand for lunch and Ethan asks Xavier if he met someone called Crip Boy when he was still in the gang. Xavier explains that was his brother's gamer handle back in the day and calls him to ask about it. When Wazzy hears that name, he quickly hangs up. Then Wazzy goes to Primo's gang's headquarters, but at the gate a man appears behind him and covers his...
This shit is so backwards and in the loop. So Broden left the Crips and became a cop, and they know that he was an ex-Crip. So is he like an informant or a real cop? But his little brother's still a Crip. I'm lost to shit, I'm not gonna lie.
His head with a bag. Seconds later Wazzy finds himself tied to a chair and surrounded by gangsters. Leader Bornelius points his gun at him because he thinks Wazzy is here looking for gang.
Yeah, real blood too.
But Wazzy tells him that the police killed his sister. He tells them about the night patrol and how they knew that Primo would be there. Bornelius gets suspicious and makes one of his men scan Wazzy with a device to confirm that he's human. A furious Bornelius threatens Wazzy again, demanding to know why the police let him go and accusing him of being a snitch. Wazzy swears he doesn't know, yet Bornelius refuses to believe him. Moments later the group finds Primo's car and her body, which is missing limbs and appears to have been chewed. The gangsters begin discussing what monster could do this, but Wazzy insists it was the police. The men then put a stick pyramid to clean Primo's energy so she can rest in peace, and Bornelius concludes that whatever killed her will come for them next. In the evening, Wazzy goes home and moves some furniture to reveal a hole in the wall. Instead of his secret cache, he finds a note from his mom that says, "My house, my money." His mother Ayanda scolds him for being out all night and freaks out when she notices he stole her ring. He tells her what happened and Ayanda says that he's brought the police's attention to their people, reminding him that this is how they killed his dad. Ayanda mentions the forces of good and evil and announces they must prepare for war. Meanwhile, the night patrol drives around town killing.
Damn, so what's going on? Okay, I think this movie deeper than we think. Bro, that's why I be fucking with some of the movie recaps. So I guess the cops is like vampires or something. And yeah, well, I'm not gonna be able to explain this to a sense where a lot of people know, but the cops is vampires, and the black community know that they're vampires, and they trying to figure out how to defeat them. That's all I'm gonna say.
Black men who are doing innocent things like playing video games or taking out the trash. One
Yeah,
of the
they
cops
killing only
pokes a
black
wound to
people
taste
too.
the victim's blood. At a bar, Ethan
And they
Xavier are
drinking.
playing
Okay,
pool.
so hell yeah, the cops is vampires, and they drinking the black people blood. I guess black people have something in their blood that the white vampires want. The shit gets deep. I don't know what the fuck going on.
Another cop approaches them and informs Ethan that he's been accepted into the night patrol.
They most
drink
definitely
the
gonna
soda.
backdoor,
Then
bro.
they continue to drink in a storehouse while shooting their guns for fun. Xavier keeps asking about the night patrol and Ethan realizes he wants to join it too, so he asks why. After some hesitation, Xavier shares that his father was a member of the Crips and made the whole family join. His mother is obsessed with African mysticism and one day she shot her husband during an argument. In return, Ethan shares that his father was also night patrol and he died on the job, but he suspects his teammates arranged his death. At that moment the deputy comes to pick up Ethan. Before he leaves, Xavier asks him to keep an eye out for his brother. During the ride, the deputy reveals he has Ethan's Navy file and mentions an incident in Afghanistan. An entire camp of insurgents tried to ambush Ethan's unit only to end up with their heads on spikes. The deputy isn't impressed by this and reminds Ethan to be a team player. Eventually the car stops outside Wazi's home and the deputy tells Ethan that the abandoned bicycle is in the trunk. Ethan grabs it before approaching the building, and Ayanda sees him on the security cameras. She opens the door for him and Ethan claims he's here to return the bicycle to Wazi, so Ayanda calls him while Ethan notices some mysterious pamphlets on the table. Wazi is surprised to see Ethan and stays silent while remembering Primo's death. Ethan tells him to use the bicycle for good and leaves. In the car, Ethan tells the deputy that Wazi wasn't home. Afterward, Ethan is taken to a
Real nigga. Okay, I fuck with Ethan, y'all. So Ethan, he damn near playing both sides, but he got a good soul, so his soul not gonna let him do it because he damn near locked in with bro brother. So Ethan and bro brother probably really is locked in. They probably genuine friends on some real shit because he did as he said and he looked out for his little brother. But he didn't seen that Wazi mama spiritually in tune, so she know who they is. She know what they own, and she's prepared for battle, like she said.
with the rest of the night patrol and he's shocked to find his father Hawkins. Starting to feel dizzy, Ethan refuses to accept that this is real, but Hawkins says he was reborn from a bloodbath and that Ethan shall do the same.
Hold on. See now, this is where it get deep, y'all, because y'all don't know that this is a ritual. They're performing a ritual right here. He said that his father died but was reborn in a bloodbath. I'm not gonna get too deep on what that is, but I'm telling y'all, this right here in this movie, this scene right here is a ritual. I swear to God.
Deputy laughs and Ethan pushes him as he realizes they put something in his drink. Then Ethan insists his father is
And
dead.
peep how all the
but Hawkins
vampires
begins
is only
talking about
white.
how proud he is of his son.
And they need black
Crying,
blood.
Ethan hugs him before Hawkins asks him to be reborn into perfection too. Ethan is still too confused and dizzy to understand his father's vague talk. Two cops grab him and the deputy punches him to knock him down. Using a knife, Hawkins spills his blood into his son's mouth, saying he dreamed about this for a long time. Once Ethan has swallowed the blood, Hawkins tells him to live forever before shooting him several times. The next morning Freeman scolds.
Damn! He poured his own blood into his son's mouth, then faced him 8 times. Damn! Faced him 8 times, but on some real shit, even throughout history, the only way that you can become a vampire is either if you get bit or you drink their blood. That's facts. That's facts. So that's why he cut his hand open like that and made him drink his blood. Because even in the movie Dracula, if y'all seen when he met him in the cave, the old vampire made him drink his blood. But if you drink the vampire blood, you die. That's why he shot him in his head. That's why he shot him in his head like that.
Xavier for his behavior at the school. Xavier asks to be considered for the night
Real
patrol,
Vam
but
lifestyle.
Freeman turns him down. Afterward, Xavier goes patrolling with Rivette, who keeps making disgusting comments about women. Xavier misses his old camaraderie with Ethan. Meanwhile, Wazi is in his room listening to music. Ayanda angrily turns it off by throwing the remote control and forces Wazi to help her fortify the neighborhood against demons. Wazzy goes outside to hand out pamphlets and the neighbors mock him for having to do crazy chores like a kid. When Wazzy tries to explain he's a grown-up, Ayanda yells at him from the roof and the neighbors laugh more. Afterward, Wazzy follows Ayanda's instructions and calls Xavier to tell him he saw a murder, so they agree to meet. At the station, Xavier tries to find Ethan to no avail. He has no choice but to ask the deputy to tell Ethan that he has some clues about the murder. He also uses the chance to mention he would be good for the night patrol. The deputy asks him if he'd arrest his own brother, so an awkward Xavier says he arrests criminals. Afterward, Xavier and Rivette go to the black neighborhood, where the gangsters keep glaring at them as they pass. They enter an old restaurant where Wazzy and his group are waiting and Xavier tells his brother that they must go. Since Wazzy doesn't move, Rivette threatens to shoot them all. Ayanda laughs at him and calls Xavier a disappointment. After a short argument with his mother, Xavier tells Wazzy that the night patrol is looking for him and they'll kill anyone who tries to get in the way.
It's fucked up, bro, because like that is how the black community see a lot of black officers. We call them niggas disappointments. And on some real shit, like, they is, but they ain't. Because it's black officers who really serve their community. They do us justice. But it's a lot of peon dick licking gooch sucking officers too, man. They be trying to appease these white people. Because the one thing, I ain't gonna lie, y'all, I used to want to be a police officer when I was young. But as you get older, you understand that there's levels to this and it's rank. Just like a street gang, there's rank in a police academy. You gotta dick suck if you want to level up in rank. You gotta listen to whatever they tell you to do. You can't be your own person. You can't have your own mind. And 9 times out of 10, it's gonna be some bitch peon ass niggas ahead of you. They gonna be old as hell. They officers, but they not real niggas. They really hoes. If they ain't had that badge, they wouldn't do none of this shit ever. On God. That's why, man, I just can't respect them niggas. I can't respect them officers because they really hoes. Most officers are the niggas who used to get bullied, beat up and shit. It's probably the 5% of officers that came from the Marines or some shit. Like, they're probably the only officers that really stand on business. Is the ex-military, ex-Navy and shit. Any other officer that came from police boot camp, fuck them, man. Oh, God, they...
Ayanda points her gun at Xavier and says Wazzy isn't going anywhere. Rivette gets angry and tries to confront her, only for Ayanda to shoot him in the head. Then she tells Xavier that the police killed one of their people last night, so this is the message he must take back. Xavier refuses to leave and punches one of the gangsters.
Damn, hold on. His mama just shot a police officer in the face, dropped him, and ain't nobody move a muscle. He calm as a bitch. He still got his hand up talking about, hold on. Hell no.
That the night patrol is looking for him and they'll kill anyone.
And she got a big ass 1911 in her
Ayanda
hand.
points her gun at Xavier and says Wazzy isn't going anywhere. Rivette gets angry and tries to confront her, only for Ayanda to shoot him in the head. Then she tells Xavier that the police killed one of their people last night, so this is the message he must take back. Xavier refuses to leave and punches one of the gangsters, so Ayanda strikes him with the gun and surrounds him with the other men to beat him up.
She jumping her own son.
And tells him that the cop who killed Primo will be patrolling the town tonight. His mother thinks she can stop him with voodoo and Wazzy is afraid she'll get them all killed, so...
Oh, so she using voodoo. I'm telling y'all, this movie is getting real deep. Like, if you know type shit. But she using that woo to try to protect them against these vampires. Basically on some sinner shit. Literally on some sinner shit.
He asks Bornelius to come with his men for extra protection. While the gang gathers all their weapons from storage, Ayanda forces Wazzy to help her protect the neighborhood by installing various protective structures. In the evening, the night patrol gathers in a warehouse and Hawkins gives them a speech, reminding them to have no mercy for their prey. Ethan is still unconscious on the floor, so Hawkins uses his special vision to look at his heart and tells him to rise. Then Ethan wakes up still feeling dizzy. He tries to concentrate while his father tells him that he's been made in the image of God and hands him a pair of metal fangs. The other cops are getting their weapons and celebrating that tonight they get to riot. Moments later, the night patrol makes it to the black neighborhood but they don't have a warrant, so the deputy shares their cover-up story.
You see how they only condemn or use black blood? Like, you know how they be telling truths in movies and shit, bro. Black people, bro, we got a special blood. We got a special DNA type. These white people ain't got it. They want it though.
He claims that the Crips gang killed Primo of the Piru gang and since then there's been retaliation killings on both sides. That means cops are allowed to go in under exigent circumstances so they put on the metal fangs before attacking. When Bornelius arrives, he talks to Ayanda to exchange information and they realize that the cops killed Primo to manufacture a fake conflict between the gangs. For tonight, the gangs agree to work together to fight the police. At the restaurant, Xavier finally wakes up and rushes to his car to ask for backup.
Damn.
The operator tells him that the night patrol is already on its way. A worried Xavier rushes to get his weapons from the trunk, only to suddenly be startled by Ethan. Xavier asks him if he'll help him rescue his brother and Ethan agrees to go with him. Soon the power goes out in many streets. The cops have sent 2 guys to cut the cables and move the protective structure.
Damn, so Ethan really don't know what happened to him. He don't know that he a vamp yet. He don't know that he a vampire yet. But I think his dad is the Grandmaster. I can tell already. His dad is Dracula. His dad is the source, because when he first met his dad, it seemed like his dad was dead for years. He thought his dad was dead, but then it turns out he's alive. He's just Dracula. It seemed like his dad was the one that damn near breeded the other vampires. He the one that you feel me, initiated everybody into the family, you feel me, the vampire family or some shit.
So they could pass. They've also thrown a few gas grenades to create a fog for extra cover. The night patrol starts kicking down doors and murdering civilians with no mercy. Some of the scared neighbors manage to call 911, but they're told that the cops are already in the area. Dozens of black people are killed by the second, and all their blood is gathered in a big container. Some cops lick the blood directly from the floor, while others save a few young people in a cage for later. While searching the area with Xavier, Ethan hears his father's voice telling him to feed and wash himself in blood. He has to stop walking because he's feeling dizzy again and admits he regrets not listening to the reports about the truth behind the night patrol before joining. Ethan pulls out his gun intending to self-delete, and Xavier has to stop him. Having his friend so close finally makes Ethan snap, and he bites Xavier's neck to rip off his skin. After Xavier drops dead, Ethan desperately drinks his blood. At that moment Ethan notices that Wazzy has been watching him. Before he can react, Bornelius and his men shoot him down. To Wazzy's shock, Ethan just stands up and his injuries heal in seconds. The gang opens fire again, so Ethan runs away. Bornelius announces that his team will hunt the rest of the cops, but Wazzy wants to find his mother and leave. In the meantime, the deputy tells the caged prisoners that they'll pump.
Damn, so his brother ain't have a chance at all. They killed bro out the scene fast as hell. So he got called a fucking sellout. He got jumped by his mama and them. He got backdoored by his own guy. Got his neck bit off. Bro.
Out their blood so they can feed for months. He calls them the poop on America's boot and says nobody will notice they're gone. Then he slashes a black man's neck and licks his blood while explaining how much he enjoys the taste of fear. His dinner is interrupted when he's informed that the gangs are trying to stop them, so they must go back to fight.
See, y'all don't understand what they saying in this movie, but they saying real shit. Y'all see how he said he cut his neck and he drunk his blood, then he said he liked the taste of fear? That's because there's a certain dopamine that shit, fuck that shit, fuck it, we just keep going.
Bombs start blowing up in the neighborhood. Ethan finds the cage and knocks down the guard. In his dizziness, he manages to understand that the people in the cage are prisoners, so he starts beating the guard up. He even rips out his organs before running away. Meanwhile, Wazzy and the gang notice their phones aren't working.
See, yeah, I ain't gonna lie, even though he killed brother, that was his instinct. I knew as a vampire they gonna have them urges, but at heart he's still a good nigga, bro. I'm with that white boy. I ain't gonna lie. He gonna in the long run he gonna end up helping the black people. Watch this.
They're jamming the signal. The gang begins arguing about what kind of monsters the officers are and how to kill them. So Wazzy informs them they're vampires and insists they should go to his mom's house because she has protection. The guys think she's already dead, but at that moment they hear shots in the distance. The group finds Ayanda at a window shooting at the deputy. He collapses for a second before his wound closes and he stands up again. The gangsters quickly open fire, however their bullets are useless against a vampire.
He holding the cross sideways
before knocking Wazzy out. When he wakes up, Wazzy finds himself inside a tent where they're pumping the blood out of the victims. Cornelius is next to him and tells him to get the knife from his pocket, but the deputy hears them talk and separates them. At that moment Ethan enters the tent and the deputy insults him for not being able to control his hunger. Ethan punches him and the men start to fight, so Wazzy and Bornelius use the chance to run away.
See, I told y'all.
The people in the cages, but they have no time to help. After exchanging a few hits, Ethan overpowers the deputy and starts feeding on him. Afterward Ethan runs out of the tent and jumps on another cop. Before
Ethan!
He feels his father's power stopping his arm. Ethan tries to fight against this as Hawkins speaks in his head, telling him that he's watched him all these years and chose him because of his discipline. Suddenly Ethan feels unbearable pain and ends up throwing up. A cop.
You see, Ethan, he know what's going on, you feel me? He like, hell no. Y'all made me kill my friend, I'm finna kill all of y'all. Bro, Ethan, he good at heart. Even though his dad Dracula, he fighting the Urs. If y'all ever watch Dragon Ball Z, Ethan is down there under a Majin spell right now. Like y'all remember when Vegeta got possessed by Majin, by Babidi or some shit like that. Babidi, bros. But Vegeta still had enough, like, with strength and willpower to fight against that urge. That's basically what he's doing right now.
Pushes a woman in front of him and Hawkins tells him to drink as he puts a knife in his hand. Ethan tries to attack the cop, but Hawkins stops him and guides the knife to slash Ethan's throat instead. The cop then kills the woman and her blood spreads on the ground as Hawkins keeps telling him to drink. Ethan has trouble resisting the temptation. Meanwhile, Wazzy and Bornelius find Ionda crying over Xavier's body. Bornelius leaves to keep fighting while Wazzy fails to comfort his mother. At that moment, Ethan appears behind them, but before he can attack, Bornelius stabs him in the chest with a stake. This appears to kill Ethan for good, confirming that the old tales are true. Ionda explains that the old artifacts of their people like the ring can protect them, and she even warned everyone about vampires in the pamphlet, but nobody read it. While Hawkins keeps talking in Ethan's mind to try to revive him, Wazzy grabs a shovel and breaks the handle to make 2 stakes. Ionda thinks they have to go back to their roots and says she has the best weapon in her apartment, so they get moving. After they leave, Ethan wakes up and runs to the big blood container. He opens the tap and the blood pours out, but he fails to catch any with his mouth. As several fires spread through the neighborhood, the trio finds a cop feeding inside a car and immediately stab him at the same time. At that moment, Ethan appears behind them with a team of cops, and the heroes realize that stakes don't work after all. Bornelius makes Wazzy and Ionda run, and once the cops are close enough, he detonates a bomb he hid in his clothes. A big explosion takes down a few officers, but it's still not enough. The rest of the cops start chasing after Wazzy and Ionda, slashing them several times before the duo manages to hide in the apartment. The cops gather outside with Ethan, who is carrying the deputy's head. When he starts talking, it's revealed that Hawkins is controlling him. Hawkins reminds Ionda that they had a deal. If she kept her voodoo stuff confined to her ghetto, his team would look the other way on her people. Since tonight she used voodoo, the deal is over. Ionda finds this hypocritical since the cops started killing them first. Then Hawkins reveals that Wazzy's dad was a vampire, so sometimes he would do jobs for the night patrol in exchange for blood. Ionda explains that they forced her to kill her husband, but she also did it to protect her sons, and she'd do it again. While the cops light a flare and threaten to burn the building, Ionda gives Wazzy her ring and tells him to fight since she's too weak to continue. As the fire begins, Wazzy gets a box from the closet to search.
Man, this shit just got real. Oh God, my nigga Wazzy better stand on business for his mama. I ain't gonna lie. Turns out Wazzy Pops was a vampire too. But knowing how the black community is, his pops only turned into a vampire to take care of his family so they wouldn't be affected by it. I already know what Pops was thinking. I already know. He ain't backdoor, y'all. He ain't backdoor to our community, bro. He was really thinking 2 steps ahead, and he sacrificed himself for his family. And he allowed his family to grow old. No cap.
For the special weapon his mother mentioned, only to find a ceremonial outfit with a spear. When he turns around to ask questions, he finds his mother dead.
He's the chosen one.
The ring starts glowing and he
that boy named Wazzy.
Seconds later, Wazzy comes out of the apartment wearing the ceremonial outfit. The spear in his hand is glowing too and causes all the vampires to step back. Ethan falls on his knees and says he's been controlled, but he's actually a good guy. Wazzy reminds him that he killed all his loved ones, but when he's about to attack, Hawkins takes control of Ethan again and blocks the spear. He throws it on the ground to break it before knocking Wazzy down.
Damn! Hawkins is Dracula. He not actual Dracula, but I'm calling him Dracula because he the headmaster of all the vamps. But nigga just grabbed this spear like it was nothing. Oh, bro. He came out with hella aura. He lost all the aura. Look at him now. Shook as a motherfucker.
Ethan again and blocks the spear. He throws it on the ground to break it before knocking Wazzy down. Then Wazzy grabs the glowing point of the spear and tries to attack again, only for Hawkins to grab him by the neck. His mouth becomes monstrous as he starts to float, and soon they're flying above town. Wazzy can't move the hand with the spear.
Oh yeah, he most definitely Dracula. He can fly
too. Enemy with the ring. After a few hits, Ethan explodes and both bodies crash on the ground. Moments later, Wazzy is in the police station with the spear point inserted in his body, which accidentally happened when he crashed. Freeman refuses to bring a doctor if he doesn't get information first, so Wazzy tells him what happened. However, Freeman isn't surprised and explains that vampires have been in the force for decades. When Wazzy asks him why he protects the vampires, Freeman says he doesn't care about race, he only cares about protecting the police. He takes Wazzy to another room where the spear point starts to glow. Hawkins appears and threatens to get his revenge, but Wazzy acts fast and stabs him in the face with the spear point, causing him to explode. More vampires appear in the room, so Wazzy gets ready to fight.
Oh yeah, he ready for war. Oh yeah, Wazzy, that's a horrible way to end it, but Wazzy, yeah, he most definitely, I'ma just create the scenario in my mind. He thrashed the rest of them niggas on, bro. Wazzy thrashed the rest of them niggas on, bro, man. Let me get a thumbnail right quick, though, y'all. That's the one thing I be forgetting to do. Is the thumbnails. Let me see. I'm gonna do it when he came out as the little African little, yeah. I'm doing one right here. And I'm doing right here. I'm looking, and right here. Oh, this is a fire one right here. Look at that. Alright, y'all. That's it for this video, man. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If y'all watching from TikTok, hit that follow button and go transition to the YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button. I seen in the comment section that once a person wanted me to react to a Michael Jordan mixtape and a Larry Bird mixtape. I'm gonna see if I can get that done today. I got 3 other more videos that I'm gonna do. Then I'm gonna start the editing process because I gotta clip some of these videos as well. So until then, we out.
Between the lines.